Hello everyone, I'm Yuxin, a member of the Ohio Chinese American Council, short as OHCAC. Many of you are likely aware of the discriminatory bills HB1 and SB88, which unfairly target Chinese immigrants and a few other countries. We are proud to share that so far we have successfully stalled the progress of both bills. In this video, I will provide updates and discuss how we've achieved this. As proposed, HB1 and SB88 would effectively prohibit individuals and entities from so-called countries of foreign adversaries, including China, from purchasing land and real estate in Ohio, such as residential homes and commercial real estate. SB88 goes further, requiring current owners of protected property to sell them within 2 years. When I say we in this video, I'm referring to the broader coalition of individuals and organizations opposing these bills. This movement is truly driven by grassroots efforts. While OHCAC is a grassroots organization, we do not claim to represent all grassroots participants. Members of OHCAC and the Asian American Coalition of Ohio have played key organizing roles. The most obvious reason is that these bills would devastate our community by banning home ownership for any Chinese person who is not a U.S. citizen. But there's a deeper reason. Many of the most devoted leaders in our movement are naturalized U.S. citizens. Why are those not directly affected by the bills so involved? Because we recognize these bills for what they truly are: racial discrimination disguised as national security. They are part of a larger wave of anti-immigrant legislation aimed at stripping away the rights of all immigrants. Both bills were introduced in early 2025, but our community didn't become aware of them until mid-April when Cincinnati Inquirer published an article. Huge thanks to them. Private conversations began, and people quickly realized the potential harm these bills could bring. The conversation spread through large WeChat groups across major Ohio cities. A group of concerned Chinese Ohioans quickly came together with one goal: stop the bills. Early members of OHCAC and leaders of ACO have remained central organizers and key leaders of the movement till this day. By mid-May, 2 hearings on HB1 and 3 on SB88 had already taken place. The third HB1 hearing was scheduled for May 20th. Our first major mobilization effort focused on that hearing. Over 68 people submitted written testimony, and more than 20 testified in person. Chair Abrams of the House Public Safety Committee appeared surprised by the strong turnout. Meanwhile, OPO and OHCAC each launched an Action Network petition that sent letters to members of the House Committee and the district representatives and senators of each signee. We helped circulate it through WeChat groups and personal networks. As of this recording, nearly 2,000 individuals have sent over 14,000 letters to lawmakers, and that number continues to grow rapidly. On May 23rd, the Senate committee announced a fourth hearing on SB88 to be held on May 27th. Despite the short notice, approximately 300 people attended, and nearly 300 submitted written testimony in opposition. Additionally, 30 individuals testified in person. A press conference was held the same day, which drew significant media attention. Recognizing that Chinese Ohioans make up just 0.5% of the population, we knew we couldn't stop the bills alone. So we reached out widely. OHCAC and some of our partner organizations promoted the campaign via social media. OHCC conducted outreach to over 300 organizations and gained support from more than 60. Additional support came through personal networks, while support from minority and progressive groups came relatively easily. Convincing local governments to speak out was much harder, even though the bills would hurt local economies. Still, community leaders like Homei and 14 other individuals successfully lobbied the Mason City Council to issue an official letter opposing HB1 and SB88. That was a big win, and we're working to replicate it in other cities. Around this time, Wes Miller, a Texan who fought against SB17 in Texas, joined our movement. He led legislative meetings with lawmakers on both House and Senate committees. For each meeting, about 5 volunteers from a pool of 50 participated, presenting talking points and asking questions. So far, we've met with nearly all 19 committee members. These meetings have helped us understand each legislator's position, build personal connections, and gather valuable intel. In conversations with Chair Abrams, for example, we learned why 2 hearings were canceled and her stance on possible HB1 amendments. We have submitted our amendment proposals to both Chair Abrams and Chair Rogner. Behind the scene, members of our movement analyzed similar bills in Texas, Florida, Indiana, and a few other states. Based on those findings, we developed amendment suggestions for Ohio. Our most recent and likely most important effort was the June 24th rally. With just 2 weeks to prepare, and despite the blazing 100-degree heat on a Tuesday, over 300 people attended. About 100 came from outside of Columbus, from cities like Cincinnati, Toledo, Cleveland, and Dayton. UCA President Haipei Xue flew in from DC, and our Texan warrior, Wes Miller, flew in to support the event. Several House and Senate members, such as Ranking Member Thomas and Senator Craig, as well as leaders from partner organizations, spoke at the rally and even marched with us around the State House. After HB1's third hearing on May 20th, the committee began working on amendments. A 4th hearing was scheduled twice and then canceled both times. Chair Abrams cited the lack of sufficient amendments as the reason. Since then, there has been no further progress. As for SB88, nothing has moved since the May 27th hearing. Senate attention shifted to the state budget. Both chambers are now in summer recess and won't reconvene until late September. Through persistent emails, hearing turnout, the rally, coalition building, legislative meetings, media outreach, and more, we've put enough pressure on lawmakers to slow things down. At the very least, we've bought valuable time to build stronger resistance. But we shouldn't fool ourselves into thinking we're the only reason the bills have stalled. Multiple House members, Democrats included, told us Chair Abrams has a kind heart. We believe her leadership played a major role in requiring the sponsors to revisit HB1. On the Senate side, Chair Rogner was warm and open during our meeting, and we are cautiously optimistic she will seriously consider our proposed amendments, especially our central demand to exempt all visa holders. We were also fortunate that both chambers were tied up with the budget legislation in June, and simply didn't have the time to advance HB1 and SB88. Of course, there's no definitive answer to a hypothetical question, but we believe that without organized opposition, the bills would likely have passed committee and moved to the floor before recess. Without our opposition, the only testimony would have come from sponsors and proponents. Given the strong anti-immigrant sentiment in the current administration, and the Republican supermajorities in both committees, the outcome could have been green. Just look at Indiana. In 2024, a similar bill, HB 1183, passed with no meaningful opposition from the Chinese community. This year, Indiana introduced HB 1032, which expands the original bill. If passed, immigrants from many countries, including China, could lose the right to own real estate, hold business shares, lease property, or sign contracts with any level of government. Under such policies, life for Chinese residents in Indiana would be nearly impossible. This should serve as a wake-up call for all Chinese in Ohio. If we don't fight back, we could be pushed out of the state we call home. And by the way, have you heard of the proposed Office of Remigration? It's a new federal agency that may be given this authority to deport even naturalized U.S. citizens. The threat is real. Thanks to everyone's effort, we've made it through the most dangerous phase. Many of us are tired. But now is the time to regroup and plan for the summer. OHCAC will continue working with ACO and other partners to lead coalition building, public outreach, and legislative engagement. We will return even stronger after the summer, and we won't stop until these racist bills are defeated. But we need everyone to stand with us. Please subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media, and share this video. You will find the link to our email campaign petition in the description. Please take a moment to fill it out and help keep the pressure on lawmakers. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope to see you in our next video.
Stop HB1! Stop SB88! Stop SB88! No hate! No hate! No fear! No fear! I'm so proud to stand alongside you all. This is about racism. This is about discriminatory practices, but I got news for them. We are here to stay, you are here to stay, and we are going to keep fighting because Ohio is a place where everyone...
Ohio is the only place I've ever called home. I grew up here, went to school here, learned the Pledge of Allegiance by heart, memorized the Bill of Rights, and watched fireworks every July 4th. Still, I've lived my entire life fearing that no matter how much I loved my country, I wasn't American enough to ever be fully loved back.
If you think we're weak, we'll show you our strength in unity. We organize, we mobilize, we fight back. History will not repeat itself.
Many of our colleagues, people I've come to know and admire, would be directly impacted by this bill. They are not threats, they are assets to our state. As a father, I am deeply worried about the message this bill sends to my children. They are both under 3 years old, and I want them to grow up in a community that values diversity.
Let us build a society that lifts one another up, not tears each other down. My brothers and sisters, I leave you with a simple message. A message of hope, a message of love. If I am welcome here, you are welcome here.